Sup heathens, I'm Happy Viking, and I'm here to make you awesome, one frothy pint of metal at a time. So drink up. Despite the fact that I'm a god among men with lustrous hair and marvelous biceps, I'll be the first to admit that I have problems.
Every heroic figure of legend has to have one or two fatal flaws that inevitably lead to a tragic downfall, and I am no different. For example, I waste food. I know it's irresponsible, but I just can't finish a whole bear. I'm kind of a slob too. I've got the body of a 16th century conquistador under my bed that I've yet to throw out, and it's starting to smell a bit. But mostly my main issue is with...
Huh? Oh, sorry. My main issue is procrastination. Procrastination is a huge problem for me because whenever I want to get some work done, half the time I keep getting distracted by Let's Plays and porn. Other half of the time it's Homestuck. But, as my fans most certainly know, this often causes me to update late.
In the past few months, however, I've taken steps to remedy this. The best way to fix my problem, I figured, was to organize and streamline my process. And so I did, by inventing a whole new method of formulating my reviews. So say hello to the patented Vikings Insane Review Grading and Numbers System, or Virgin for short.
I like Virgin, although I'll admit it is my first time using such a system and I'm a little nervous about it. But I figure I'll just, take it slow until I can get comfortable with it. And what better way to pop this sucker's cherry than with a test run on something traditional and familiar? Like super epic power metal.
Ah yes, the best stuff. Second only to the other best stuff. And the band I'm reviewing today is totally the best of the very best stuff. The best.
Say, what's the name of that band again? Pathfinder? Hell no! That movie sucked, and I have nothing but contempt for any band that would willingly name themselves after it. Jesus, I haven't even listened to their music yet, and they're already down to -4 on the Virgin meter. This doesn't bode well for these poorly named eardrum punishers, but let's press on and see if they can snap back and redeem themselves from this grievous misstep. Roll it.
Not as made of the light with the wind in my hair. Alright! Across the world of the night where eternal darkness and dark take us like lady prayer. Told of eternal dark. Blast for fight for the echo of cry. Make me a pathway of darkness.
Oh yeah, they redeemed the fuck out of themselves. Pathfinder is a killer cosmic conglomerate of kick-ass masters of the universe, blazing their way through the sky like a magical comet, carving purple streaks of wonder and whimsy into the firmament of space and time. And there you are, holding on precariously to the comet's burning tail, praying to almighty Jesus that you can hold on, because that big cosmic rock is taking you for a fucking ride. Holy crap, that was an awesome analogy. I'd say that earns him an extra point.
And indeed, Pathfinder's cosmic rock will fuck you up, down, and all around with its stupendous shredding and splendiferous symphonia. I mean, just listen to this shit.
Horizon so far, at sunrise so dark. Fulgur's led from the shadows. If war isn't light, demons dead never die. Days for the smell of my sword. Forever we're free.
This wicked and wonderful warband was formed in Wacz, Poland in 2006 by bassist Arkadiusz E. Ruth and guitarist Karol Mania, two dudes with dreams almost as rad as their names. Dreams of making masterful batches of boisterous battle ballads in the style of Avantasia and Rhapsody of Fire. So, to fulfill these dreams, they drew a bunch of bright and ballsy bastards together Avengers style. And anything like the Avengers deserves a 10 out of 10. Boom.
And anyways, you would naturally expect from a superhuman hodgepodge of high hopes and heavy metal, they put out some quality work.
After 2 dangerous demos, these powerful Polish pulverizers put out their premier professional product, a 70-minute debut album called Beyond the Space, Beyond the Time in 2010. "70 minutes of that. 70 minutes of mighty melodious shred of such killer caliber that it got him hooked up with German label Sonic Attack the following year. 70 minutes of sick and super songs about time, space, battles, romance, and the 4 classical elements: earth, wind, fire, and water."
In retrospect, Pathfinder is less like the Avengers and more like the Planeteers. Still, in keeping with that whole general theme, they titled their 2012 sophomore album, Fifth Element.
I'm living the hell and cold metal guides my sword. My army appeared from the storm. Fly there with me, I'll show you how we keep on fighting. I'll show you how wild is the dream. On Dragon's Wing.
Awesome. And hey, they're naming their shit after good movies now. Nice work, guys. And with riveting rockin' releases like this, it should come as no surprise that Pathfinder is gaining some serious momentum in the power metal scene, opening for the likes of Paul Di'Anno and Power Quest, who sadly just disbanded earlier this year.
Pretty auspicious events, I must say. These guys are going places, and they're going there quick, in a victorious vessel being fueled by their awesome orchestras, ass-wrecking arrangements, and electrifying super shredding.
It doesn't take a professionally trained internet video guy like myself to tell you that these guys are excellent musicians. It's pretty self-evident. I mean, they take the best parts of cinematic symphonia and they mix it with mighty mirthful metal in diverse and interesting ways. They have something for everybody. You got neck-wrecking tracks for the party animal, you got soaring interludes for the classy intellectual, and, of course, you got soothing, thickly accented power ballads for the ladies.
I'm the sun and got gladness on my mouth.
Nice try, you sexy Slavs, but this Viking is not easily pandered to. No, you'll have to try harder than that to win my affections.
Metal is eternal, like a fire, wind and water.
Singing about heavy metal, huh? Damn it.
Spoiler, the Fifth Element is metal. The Fifth Element is metal, and they sing about it a lot in that album, to the extent that it's exhausting. And these guys will run you ragged if you let them, because Pathfinder's main strength is that they are always moving, always doing brave new things, exploring brave new worlds. God, almost makes me feel lazy. I've already talked about their compositional versatility, and now you know what drives it.
These guys have an unhealthy amount of energy, and, as you've no doubt heard, it comes through in their music. Their music is so energetic that their CDs keep causing fires. They generate heat simply by existing. Why? Because Pathfinder spits in the face of your pussy-ass thermodynamics.
Sons of immortal fire, come flying with hope of saving home.
These guys are having way too much fun, and occasionally, like most power metal bands, they sometimes get ahead of themselves. What I mean by that is, in one of my older videos, I riffed on Dragon Force and their use of self-indulgently long guitar solos.
Now, of course, to anyone familiar with power metal, this is not unique to Dragon Force. A lot of power metal bands go overboard with their musicianship and make songs that are exhaustingly long, like the aforementioned Avantasia and Rhapsody of Fire. Those guys have albums that go on for days.
But could you blame them? If you could play guitar like that, you'd want to show off at every opportunity. Pathfinder does that as well. Most of their songs average at about 6 minutes long, but they also run into different problems, like ADD. Pathfinder is so energetic that it sometimes loses focus and goes all over the place. Take, for example, this section of The Demon Awakens.
See? What the hell was that? Just went all Addams Family on us. And suddenly I'm reminded of Morticia Addams. Extra point.
It's a small thing, but it's a good example of Pathfinder's occasional tendency to randomly insert cool movements into songs at the expense of flow. They're basically cramming as many awesome things as they can into their songs, which, of course, is fucking admirable and rad. But there's something to be said about maintaining a steady pace and tone in order to fully enrapture someone in a song. This hectic, frenetic energy is more evident in their first album, though. Their second album, however, is much better in this regard, being much more level and consistent overall. Basically, Pathfinder on Ritalin.
And the wind blew the storm, the water hits the wood. Enemy burns from the magic of fire. Earthquake spells shakes the ground, and the lava plunges the falls. And metal united us all to win this war.
Obviously, it's a small dosage. But anyway, despite occasionally going off the deep end and indulging itself in just how rad its own compositions can be, Pathfinder is still a praiseworthy pack of performers that's destined to become a power metal mainstay in the years to come.
In terms of emotional variance, Pathfinder runs the gamut between glorious and fucking glorious. Their hearts burn, not just with the spicy kielbasa of their homeland, but with passion for their killer calamitous craft, and it drives them to make mighty metal music of much magnificent merit. They're as strong as the earth, swift as the wind, aggressive as the fire, and as crushing as the ocean. Always in motion, causing a commotion, getting everybody jonesing for their Polish power potion. And, just like a much more electrifying Bryan Adams, everything they do it for you, the fans, the people. Pathfinder loves nothing more than going on stage, having a good time, and elevating people to power metal paradise. So, if you're in need of such an elevating revelation, and I'm sure you are, check out Pathfinder. So, yeah, that's Pathfinder. Final rating? Very good. A solid, respectable 10 out of 10. Cool. I like the Virgin system, but I don't think it's right for me. I think I'll just go back to my original rating system, the tried and true, metal-appraising Norseman with hammy, often ridiculous evaluation system. Hey, you can't improve on perfection.
I'm Happy Viking, and you've just been served your recommended dosage of heavy metal. Rock on and drink responsible. Wait a minute. If they named themselves after the Pathfinder remake, that means they also named themselves after the Oscar-nominated original Norwegian movie. So, they cancel each other out, meaning the demerits I gave at the beginning of the review are null and void. So, accounting for that, what does that make the actual final score?
Deep inside our hearts beat sounds of heavy metal. We're ready to die between stars. From the army of light and